Okay, so it's the beginning of November 2021, and here's my pool, which we used up until just a couple of weeks ago. I'd given up on putting the cover on and trying to keep the leaves out of it, because whoever had the loop block cover made for this pool did a really crappy job around the waterfall, did a really crappy job around the rock, the diving board, whatever you want to call it. And every year, no matter how well I seal it off, the bottom does not look like this. The bottom is completely covered with leaves come the spring. So this year I don't give a crap. We're gonna put the cover on. I didn't do it yet. Whatever falls in there, I'll just leave there until next year. All right, what I want to do, I'm no expert at this. I've been closing the pool myself for the last couple of years, and I just want to go over one thing. Our pool skimmer, we have two skimmers. This deep end skimmer has two holes, which you may or may not be able to see from this crappy video with this GoPro. The one on the left over there on this side goes across to the other skimmer, and then back there to the pool equipment, to the pump. These are the returns, obviously. The one on the bottom is an equalizer line. It connects to that main drain, that white thing down there. So there's water in the pipe from there all the way up to here. Now this water is at this level because that's the level of the pool water, and water seeks its own level. What I've been trying to do for years is get this empty. There are two stoppers down there. If I take a bilge pump and I suck the water out of here, the water is going to slowly seep. Now this is already blown out, so there's no water in that line over there. It's completely closed off. But there's water right underneath that plug right there, and it's not a tight seal. No matter how well I tried, I bought these things this year. This is my try. I bought these. These are plugs. They have a Schrader valve. I knew it wasn't going to work, and it didn't. So what I did was I screwed that down as tight as I possibly could. I took my compressor and shoved it on the Schrader valve, and the air blew out of there. So now it's airlocked, right? But slowly I could see little bubbles coming back up. And no matter how much I tighten that, no matter what kind of molly coat or whatever I put around, there was so much pressure between the water trying to come here and the water that was down here pushing up, an enormous amount of pressure. It eventually filled back up in a couple of days. So what I do instead on that equalizer line is I take some of this, all right? This is from a noodle, all right? I think it's like closed cell. There's open cell and closed cell. Whatever it is, it doesn't absorb water. And I shove it down as far as I can in that line. And then hopefully, if that freezes, it's not gonna freeze out and pop anything. It's gonna freeze inward, and it's gonna push on this. So that's what I do. I also put some antifreeze in here. But that's basically the story. In order to get, you cannot seal off. You just can't. I mean, unless you're lucky and you have the bottom, this is a Baker skimmer, Baker Hydro. And unless you're lucky and you have threads down there, which this doesn't have, and you could screw something in with Teflon tape and you can get a really tight seal. But even then, you'd have to blow it out, and it's impossible. Like I said, this was my attempt this year. I thought it was gonna work, but at the same time, I kept my head far away from here because I figured the pressure might shoot this up like a bullet. And it didn't shoot it up like a bullet, but it didn't hold. It didn't hold back the water pressure. So again, you know, water seeks its own level. If I drop the water level down to below there, there'd be no water in there. But, and you know, I think Freon is heavier than water. So I think if I put Freon in here, eventually it's all gonna trickle out down there. So that's a story. I blew everything out. I wind up, the guys originally when we bought the house who used to close the pool, this is the drain line, used to close this off and it would fill back up, and if it would get above the tile before the frost, they'd all pop off. So then I realized that was stupid, so I leave this open now, and I come back in, like, let's call it like April or at the end of March, and I close it. So between March and let's say June, it fills all the way up to the top, because we have a well around here and it's very hard without burning out your well to get this completely full. Couple other things, I blow out, that's on a separate line, that waterfall over there. I was just watching a video, somebody actually plugged the returns in their hot tub. They drained the water out. I never do that, but it might not be a bad idea. I might actually try that this year. I might actually put a pump in here, pump all the water into the pool, and blow it out, seal it, and then let the water back in. But the problem is, these things all leak. I truly feel like these all leak. All these rubber stoppers. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really do feel like unless you put the stoppers in and it's airlocked back at the three-way valve, I really feel like all this stuff leaks. All right, I'm just wrapping up this. I usually don't do this. I usually don't drain the water down below these things to blow them out. I already blew this out, but I'm never sure if I got a good seal. So I'm actually draining this below these holes. I opened it up. There should be no water in. Obviously this is not level because there's still two of them that are partially covered. So what I'm going to do here is, well, I'll show you. I got to take the electricity from here, and I'm going to take the blower. I'm going to airlock the drain in that hot tub. So what I'm going to do, I have one of these cyclone blowers. It's great. This way, going out, is going to go through the heater, which is already drained. The pool is off, so it's going to go to the spa supply. So all those little holes are going to blow out any water that's in there. That's step one. Then I guess I'll close that off. It's better to leave the spa supply closed since that's going to be underwater, and the pool supply is probably not going to be for a while. Then I'm going to take this and put it that away. And I want to airlock the spa return that's open now. So what I'm going to do is I'll blow air in there. Hopefully it's going to bubble, and then I'm going to crank that closed. And that'll definitely seal it off. So since I don't have two cameras, I'm just going to leave this over here. So what you should see, well, I'm going to run back and forth. First thing you should see is air coming out of these holes. Maybe a little bit of water if there's any water left. Well, I got to wait for that to get below sea deck there, below level. So air will come out of here. I'll seal all these off. Then that part will be done. Then I'll run back over here and leave the camera. Then you should see bubbles come out of the drain, which means I'm blowing the drain out. And then I'm going to turn the handle and airlock it, and then the water won't be able to get back down there. And then I'm not going to touch it because then it'll be done. Then I'm going to take this cork out over here, and the water slowly drain back into the hot tub at the same level as the pool over here. It's off by a little bit now. That's it. All right, so I'm going to take this cork out. I don't know what I'm calling a cork. It's not a cork. It's a rubber stopper. I should get, I don't think I have to go crazy tightening this up. Oh, there was water in there. Holy cow. See, water got in. That's not cool. That's exactly why I'm doing this. I don't know if you can see, but there was water in there. There was no water in any of these other ones. This is the low point over here. And there's definitely water draining out of here right now. Not good. Not good. You know, yeah, look at all that water. Holy cow. Not cool. Not very cool right there. Look at all that water. Wow, that was all in there. That is not good. I'm glad I'm doing this. Not good. I wonder how it got in there. I blew this out the other day. It is still coming out of here though. All right, so I'm gonna take the blower, stick it in the supply line. Wow, that was not very good. I'm not happy. Well, I'm happy I'm doing this. All right. All right. Oh. Let's see what this looks like now. Anything coming out? All right, I'm gonna do high to low. Wow, there's water. Holy shit. Where the hell is that coming from? Wow. There's water in there, I hear it. I'm gonna let that blow. I'm gonna let that blow. That is not good. I'm very surprised. Very surprised. Let me let that go. I'm going to put some antifreeze in there. All right, so just in case. That one. Tighten this up. Okay, I don't think I have to go crazy. Make sure these are tight enough. 2. Now I'm just gonna blow out the drain and airlock it. 3, 4. All right, done. I blew it out. I airlocked it, and it's finished. All right, so this was open. This was pointing the other way. Now this is closed. So I blew air in there, down there, through the floor, then I quickly closed it off. That's it.